Welcome back to the Name Redacted podcast, America's most beloved podcast, the most downloaded Red Sox podcast in the world. Before the show started, I said, Jake, start the clock. 1 hour. 1 hour. That's all. That's all I want to dedicate to this fucking team.
It's all they deserve.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be a negative Nancy. I'm not going to be negative. I'm definitely not going to go the negative route, but I'm not going to go the positive route either. They want to play like shit. I mean, who the fuck wants to spend 2 hours talking about this fucking baseball team right now? I don't.
I refuse. I'll die.
I'm going to watch a Titanic documentary tonight.
I'll choke out a German Shepherd.
We know you will. People have been talking.
I'm saying, you know what? I'm not scared to say it.
I know. Also, you said you were donating a kidney?
A kidney? Who said I was donating a kidney?
There were a couple of people that were saying that you were donating a kidney. That's congratulations. Thank you.
To who?
Hold on. Ready?
Don't commit me to this. Don't hold the applause.
Hashtag
Please.
Thank you, Tyler.
Hold the applause. I do not have kidneys to give.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Thank you, Tyler.
One kidney's not running this operation.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. Saving lives. Thank you, Tyler. You're the best.
Who am I saving?
Don't worry about it. You're gonna get one of your kidneys. You're a healthy guy. Are you healthy?
You need to pay me. You need to pay me for the kidney.
How much?
$150.
Done.
Okay, all right. Hit me up. $150 for my kidney.
Done. $150 for Tyler's kidney.
That's a good price. That's fair.
Oh yeah. We love that. Shout out to Sharon, one of the listeners of the podcast. Got to talk to her the other day. She was the lovely lady that I got to take to Fenway with her daughter. So yeah, I said that she could have your kidney.
Honestly, for a cause like that, take it.
Done. There you go.
Take my kidney.
Let's go.
I don't need it anymore. Look at the way this team's playing. What am I going to do with 2 kidneys?
You're the best. Hey, thank you, Tyler. Hashtag thank you, Tyler. I was watching this series, sitting there thinking to myself, or more questioning. It was a question. When's the last time that this team made me feel something?
Oh,
like
I know.
suspense. When? The ALCS in 2021?
Oh wow! If you're going that far, I was going to go back to the 8-game winning streak. Are we going beyond like?
Yeah,
actual...
no, you're right. You're right. But I feel like even the 8-game winning streak, it felt like a ominous like groundswell. Like this could be something. This could be something. And then it just wasn't, and it's not. Like it's just not. I think where the Red Sox sit right now, at a dead even 500, 30-30. Let me just pull up the Red Sox 2023 schedule. Okay. Let's pull up the Red Sox schedule on Baseball Reference.
When I look at the June schedule, it makes me want to puke right now.
They were 5-5, 10-10. They weren't 20-20. They kind of got hot for a little bit. But now they have found their way to 30-30. They have, for the most part, just been there. They're not bad. They're not good. They're just kind of there. And I feel like I've said that about the team last year. I'm saying it about the team this year. They are, they're just kind of there. And that's not fun to watch, dude. Like, I need the 8-game winning streak. That was fun. I'm not going to be this spoiled, entitled baseball fan. Like, there are much worse situations around the league. I don't want to find myself in a situation where I'm like a St. Louis Cardinals fan, where it's like, bro, you've had consistent winning for years and years and years. You had one bad month. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, they sounded ridiculous when they were complaining. If you're a Red Sox fan, I don't think that you're delusional for complaining. The team is a top 10 payroll team. They're in last place again. How many times is that? 4 out of the last 5 years?
Yeah. 3 out of the 4 under Bloom.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing here? This is it. And I know I don't want to name any name. I think I can say her name was like Linda, she was like going viral on Red Sox for today. Yeah, like this trash. It's not a trash product. Like there are still redeemable qualities about. Like they're not an abomination.
They're mid.
They are mid. The Red Sox are mid. They are the definition of mid. It's not like they fell to 500 or they had to climb to get to 500. They've just always been hovering around, or as I just pointed out, at multiple points this season have had a 500 record. Like that's who they are. Is that who they are going to remain? I can't answer that. And I don't think that I'm being a homer here by being like, well, you just got to hang in there. Like last year they had a really good month in fucking June. So you never know, like they could flip a switch. That's not what I'm saying, but we did hear that Trevor Story could come back sooner than expected as just a DH versus like, oh, he's going to go out there. Is that really going to turn the fucking season around?
I think Cora was kind of telling you as well, like based on the way our roster is structured right now, that really does not do much for us and where we're at. We really need defensive Trevor Story more than anything. I think the hard part about all of this is we've seen when everything can kind of click for this team, when you can get it rolling and that 8-game winning streak is there. Now you go 9-16 after that. It's like, that's the life of a 500 team. The highs are going to be high, the lows are going to be low, and that's why you end up right in the middle. I think for where a lot of Red Sox fans are, though, overall, is there was hope that at least on June 5th, it didn't feel like you were kind of falling out of things so quickly. And I think that goes into the team meeting today. Justin Turner after the game saying some very interesting stuff, being like, we need to believe in ourselves in this clubhouse right now. Because that's really what the team meeting was about today. It was about us believing in ourselves. So it seems like there is some doubt in there. There's guys that maybe that confidence they were riding when everything was going right is kind of going by the wayside a little bit. And that's why they had that closed door meeting. But a lot of the things as a Red Sox fan you were hopeful for entering the year, right? It was like, well, hopefully you finish fourth. Like maybe the Orioles don't take that step forward, or one of these other teams kind of falls off and you find a way. That doesn't look like the case. The team that had the best chance of maybe regressing or staying the same, the Orioles, they've torn it up more than anyone. They hold that first wild card. They're in second place in the AL East. Then you look out to the AL West, the Rangers. The Rangers are insanely good. They're killing it, 38-20. The Astros have shown up and are like, hey, we're not going anywhere. So before you know it, like you're 5.5 back at 30-30. You're 3 spots out of even being in the third wild card. So like how quickly you look at this entire picture here and you say, all right, well, yeah, they're going to straddle right around 500, but they're really not even going to be close to getting to a wild card spot or anything like that. That's a depressing reality. That's tough to face. And some of the things we were rooting for, Chris Sale is probably the best story on this team to start the year. We haven't had a podcast since everything went down with him. Now we have that. You've lost a John Schreiber. That was a key piece, an anchor for this bullpen as a whole. Joely now going down, who sucked, but another guy that was supposed to be part of this team. It just feels like it's all piling on right now. And it's not exactly like it was in July where all those injuries happened, Story, Sale, Strom last year. But I think that's what they are trying to get in front of, where they're like, damn, we have a really tough stretch coming up. If this continues to snowball, we are going to fall out of this thing significantly very fast. You can't afford another 9-16 stretch here after doing that. You need to get right. And I think that's why you see Cora's frustration boiling over. And that's why you see the players they're trying to get everyone on the same page. They're trying to get some momentum going.
Yeah. Like having a team meeting. I mean,
you're second in like 3 weeks.
I really wish that didn't come out.
I agree.
I really wish. Like having a fucking team meeting before you go up against the best pitcher in the American League and the best team in baseball. Now you're just setting yourself up. You have a team meeting and then you go out there and fucking lose. You look stupid. It's embarrassing. A lot of it is embarrassing. The fucking Little League home run is embarrassing. The throwing errors, embarrassing. Like guys not knowing how many fucking outs there are. And I feel bad for Cora because he's the one that has to sit up there at the end of the day and be like, hey, like the defense, like that's on me. I'm the manager of the team, right? Like that starts with me. Like, we got to coach them better. Are they going to be better by tomorrow? I don't know. Like, these are fucking Major League Baseball players. Like, the Little League home run bullshit shouldn't be happening. The defensive miscues that we've seen so many of so far to start the year, that shit shouldn't be happening. Like, that's not a coaching. You don't have to, this isn't fucking high school baseball where you have to coach players into being able to play defense at an average level. I feel like that's all we're asking for. This team wasn't constructed to be some fucking defensive specialist team. No, but Alex Cora having to sit there and take the brunt of it and be like, hey, it starts with me. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to pull players aside and be like, there are 3 outs in a fucking inning. Okay.
You back up this guy and when the throw comes down here. This is what you need to do.
This is first base. You throw it to his fucking glove. What does he have to do? Like, what? I get it. Like, he's being accountable. People want accountability. People are like, hey, no one is coming forward saying, like, taking any accountability. All right, well, Alex Cora is doing it. Is Alex Cora out there fucking throwing balls into the stands and doing all this shit? No. And it sucks because I feel like Kike, while, again, I've said this before, while he says that shortstop is his preferred position, guess what? It's not. It's not. Like, we saw today, great center fielder. He fucking robbed a home run. Yeah, robbed a home run, makes a sliding catch coming in. Like, he can throw. I believe he was in center field for the relay that cut down Judge at the plate for the wild card game, correct?
Correct.
So, like, he can play a great center field. No one's going to sit here and say this guy's and I was going to say this too. I just didn't I didn't think that it added any value to the conversation, but obviously we're going to talk about it here. When Kike, what was it? On Saturday that he had the 2 throwing errors like in the same inning. So that happens and you're sitting there asking yourself the question, this has to be mental, right? Like, it's got to be a mental thing because he's athletic as fuck. He can play an above average center field in the major leagues. It's not the issue of getting to the baseball. What is it? All but one of his errors are throwing errors?
Yeah.
12 out of 13, 14. What is it?
I think it's 11 out of 13 technically.
Okay. I mean, those are all throwing errors. Like, that's going to be like his issue has never been, I took a bad route. I took a bad first step. I couldn't get to the ball. I'm not quick enough. Didn't have a glove there. I booted the ball. No, he gets to the baseball just fine. It's all throwing. It's just, it's got to be in his head. But now we're at a point. Christian Arroyo's back. You're going to start to see a lot of guys moving around now. Ramie Tapia. Was that a surprise DFA for you?
A lot of people were shocked. I wasn't personally. I understand, Tapia's been fine. He's been solid. He's got his job done. He's been a really good pinch hitter, hitting over 300 in those spots. But overall, like, it's a below average bat. It doesn't offer much power. Yes, he offers you speed, but when you're talking, him versus Duran, Jared Duran's faster. Like, that's a guy that can fill that role. I think where the confusion for a lot of people was, well, what, like, Tapia can play a part-time role. Duran, you could option, right? Cora, I think they look at it and they're telling you, and it's what this whole year has been. It's the same conversation we have with Casas, why Houck's still in the rotation, why Whitlock's out there. It's about development. And they look at Duran and they say, all right, well, this guy came up. He made it click. He made the adjustment. Yeah. Has he struggled? 100% the last couple weeks. I think he's hitting under 200 since like May 6th or whatever it is.
Yes.
Him and Emmanuel Valdez have both done the same. Valdez, it's time to go down. I thought that move might have happened right now a little faster than making a decision here. But I think with Duran, Cora said it, like, we're going to find a way for him to get regular at bats. How they're going to do it beats me. It's not going to be easy to orchestrate this lineup. It's, Kike's playing center field against lefties now. So what are you going to do? Are you going to take Casas out those days? You move Turner to first base on those days. Then you kind of rotate Yoshida or Duvall. You probably want Duvall in the outfield because he's a good outfielder. And you keep Kike in center, then you can have a really nice defensive outfield on those days and you let Yoshida rest. But the Red Sox defense as a whole, they're 26 in baseball in terms of defensive runs saved at -17, -10 outs above average, 26 in baseball, 39 errors, tied for the second most, 24 throwing errors first. Shout out Kike Hernandez. What the scary part about that is the way this team was built was not to miss bats. That's not what this team was. All the offseason talk was about getting this defense better. And there's plenty of blame to put on roster construction and injuries, right? Like, we know how many middle infielders deep they are at this point. But, I think my issue at times is Kike and the leash. How long were you going to let this go? I was proud of Cora for finally pulling the cord on it today and being like, hey, we're going to put Pablo Reyes out there. Yeah, he made an error, but you see it improves the overall team. Kike, it's just in his head at this point. Those throws, it's doing too much. It's not great. And you see the kind of boost he got just being back in center field and being in an element where he can, make an impact and make those plays. It's just, I think for where the Red Sox are right now is they know they need to clean up the defense. That's the first thing, because if they can't help these pitchers, they're screwed. It's never going to work that way. And that started in the first game. Garrett Whitlock getting screwed over by Kike. And, errors are errors. I get it. But you're making the guy throw more pitches. You're making him give up runs. You can't do that to young pitchers. It's not fair to them. It happened to Tanner Houck, who did not do himself any favors with some of the walks.
Whitlock, happened to Bayo.
Like, you just can't do that to these guys if you want them to become who they are. And they're just not at the point where they're good enough to get over that. Chris Sale can get over that when he's healthy. These guys can't. So you're putting your own players, young players, in a bad position. It's just, that's bad baseball. That's what bad baseball will do to you. But I think, the reinforcements are here. The reality is the depth, they hit their wall. Valdez hit his wall. I think Duran's hit his wall in some ways. Kike even playing out of position at shortstop and trying to make it happen. They got you through really 2 months of the season. You can't sustain that anymore. It's just not working.
No. And ultimately that comes down on Heim. Like, this is how many years in a row now where you've had pretty primary positions occupied by guys who shouldn't be there, or guys that's not their primary position. And I'm pretty frustrated. I don't know if you can tell, but like, I'm sick of watching mediocre to bad baseball. I'm fucking sick of it. Like, I've done my best to not sound like a spoiled, entitled Red Sox fan. Like, you can wave it in your face. Yeah, they've won 4 World Series titles, more World Series titles than any organization since 2004. That's great. 2018 was a long time ago now. In baseball world, like, talk about half a fucking decade. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, like, try waiting 108 years like the Chicago Cubs, and, the Red Sox had to wait 86 years in between titles. And I'm not even asking for a World Series title. I'm asking to be relevant. I'm asking to be relevant. You know how depressing it is when you see the Celtics every year? You can pencil them in. Where are they going to finish? They're the favorites to win the NBA title. The Boston Bruins, best record of all time. And then you get the fucking Patriots. Like, they'll gargle the Patriots' balls on sports radio, even if they fucking go 0-16.
Same pick as the friggin' Red Sox in the draft, 14th overall. But, the Patriots almighty. Let's bow down to them because they're so fascinating. They're just as mid.
Annoying. Oh, my God. Football, like, at some point, the football bubble's got to burst. And you've just got to say, I will say this. If you're a Boston sports fan and your favorite Boston sports team is whoever's good for you. Good for you. Like, you're a consumer. This is the product. You're investing your time. Time is money. And it's not even just that. Like, in terms of entertainment, you've got 4 Boston sports teams. 2 of them are really good. 1 of them is mediocre. The other one is the Red Sox. And you've got Hulu. You've got Netflix. I don't know if we have an ad read for Max somewhere in here. You got the HBO Max. You've got all kinds. Like, that's why the Red Sox, their competition, like, if we're talking about selling tickets, if you're talking about selling merch and whatever, the Red Sox fan being the consumer, you're not competing against other teams in the league. You're not competing just against other sports franchises in the city of Boston. You're competing against all these other forms of entertainment. Baseball is a long fucking season. People will just ultimately say, this shit ain't worth my fucking time. And I would say, I agree. I agree with you. Like, it's not worth my time. I'll sit there and try to watch a Red Sox game and to feel anything. Like, it's almost like being a fucking porn addict and you can't even like get off unless they're like beating each other with wrenches and shit and using bondage and tying each other up to telephone poles. Like, that's where I'm at with the Red Sox. I'm just trying to feel anything, because now, like, I don't even get like sad when they lose. I'm just like, all right, I feel like that's That's part of trust the process. That's like part of it, right?
It's
like
one
they're just
step
gonna
forward, it's one step back.
Yeah, they're gonna lose
repeat.
some, they're gonna win some. Like this team is not gonna go on some 15-game losing streak. They're not the Oakland A's. You already had the 8-game winning streak, so it's like you already saw that card. They played that one. So what is it? They're gonna win a series. They're gonna lose a series. They're gonna win 3 straight. They're gonna lose 5 straight. It's painful. It's a painful brand of baseball. I resonate with Seattle Mariners fans. They are also in baseball purgatory. It might be worse for them because they were just in the playoffs last year. And based on their roster, they have stars. They have fucking Julio Rodriguez. They've got like Luis Castillo. Like they've got names. They've got young, exciting pitchers that are better than your young, exciting pitchers. Like that's a team that they are absolutely stuck in baseball purgatory. Like they're about where you are record-wise. And if you're a Mariners fan, you just waited 21 fucking years to get back to the playoffs and you got there. And now this is what they're trotting out there. That's frustrating. I get it. Like there are fans who are in worse situations, but for us, the 162 guys, we're going to watch this team no matter what. Like the fans that I'm talking about right now, where there are other options and they will consume other content in other places. I'm in prison. I am in jail.
We can't leave.
I'm in jail. I have one fucking TV in my cell, and the only thing that it shows is the fucking Boston Red Sox. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I want to have, but I know that I'm stuck with it. And just give me something. Make me feel anything. Losing 3 out of 4 to the Tampa Bay Rays was about as predictable as it was going to get. Like, I almost predicted who predicted it? Was it you or was it Jake?
No,
obviously
Pete
not
went.
Jake. Jake fucking
I
went.
think
Sweet.
Pete went.
Pete
3
went
out
1
of
out
4
of 3
for the Rays.
Yeah, so that was where I was gonna go, but because Pete picked it, I was like, all right, then I'll be the guy that goes fucking 3 out of 4. But that's what my gut said. I was like, they might win a game. I'm not gonna predict them to get swept, but they might win one, and that's what happened. And then you look at it on Twitter, people are like, oh, well, the Rays, they're super lucky. The Rays are lucky, and they got all these like bad ball, shitty expected average and low exit velocity, lucky bloop hits, and blah blah. Dude, they got the best fucking offense in baseball. What are you talking about?
They'd even hit a homer off of you, and they still took 3 out of 4. This team has done nothing but smack homers.
They don't
They're just that
need
above
to.
you.
They are better than you at everything. Better starters.
In a big way.
Better relievers. Better offense. They're better looking than you. It's fucking crazy. They are so much better. But again, like the division was never the goal. We never opened the season being like, man, we really got to make a run for first place. No, that was never if the Red Sox were going to make the playoffs this year, which I still believe that they can, despite this rant where I'm just fucking, I hate this team right now. I still think that there is a path to the postseason. I don't want you to listen to this and be like, all right, let's pack it up. Let's start focusing on 2024. I don't feel that way. I'm just frustrated and fucking sick of watching this brand of baseball. I'm sick of being in baseball purgatory where I watch my baseball team and they're just kind of fucking there. That's it.
Yeah, I think the purgatory thing, right? Like there's needed context, right? In a bridge year, I think if you ask the Red Sox front office like what they view this as, it's about what they thought it was, right? Like I don't think they ever thought of themselves. They may put up the act and say, every year is about championships. When they didn't go over the luxury tax, it was basically saying, yeah, we're a mediocre-ish team. If things click the right way, if Chris Sale stays healthy, if, we don't lose key guys, all this stuff, some guys have a career year, some of the younger guys take a step forward. Yeah, we'll be in the conversation. If not, we'll be right around 500. That's about what you are, right? Like this is kind of what the idea for them this year was when they kind of had the outlook, and it's just frustrating that this is where you are in this point of the process. And I think we've hit on that a million times on here, but it's the brand like you're kind of hinting at. It's the way the games are being played that's bothering me the most. Yeah, 30 and 30 sucks.
Why do you think Alex Cora got ejected today? Because he even said it after. He was like, yeah, like I came out and it was arguing balls and strikes. Like the pitch in question was a strike. The umpire was correct, but it was something about like a pitch clock violation that didn't get called when Refsnyder was out there. Do you think he was ejected today because of that? Or was it just like, God damn it, like we're playing this shit brand of baseball. It must drive him bananas.
Well, think about the whole coaching staff of those infielders. It's Ramon Vasquez and Carlos Feblis. Both guys are infielders. They both are in. So you got three guys who prided themselves in defense and being infield instructors, and then that's what's happening in front of them. Of course it's frustrating, and I think that's where the root of this is. 30-30. If you told me on March 25th the Red Sox were 30-30, I'd say, yeah, that's about where we had them. You know what I mean? I bet there's been some fun times and good times. What's been so discouraging the last 16 games or so is nothing ever clicks. This team is never going on all cylinders like we saw during that 8-game winning streak. And we're not asking them to do it 8 games in a row. Do it 1 game in a row. Pitch well, hit well, and clean up in the bullpen and play good defense. Just do it all for 9 innings. That's all we want. They haven't done that in so long. It's been such a long time since we got any kind of consistency in that manner. And you look at this year's own, even the first game you won. Congrats. It was a bullpen game for them. And their bullpen has been the most disappointing part of that squad. I think they're bottom 10 in ERA. But you look at the rest of the series, it's just like errors 1 game, bullpen leaking when you didn't want it. Maybe some questionable managerial decisions we'll probably hit on in game 2 that I wasn't a fan of, that I didn't think was the best. Then you have Tanner Houck go out there and he's walking the friggin' world and you can't hit. It's just the last 3 games, the offense completely died on you. Offense, bad defense.
I'm not going to get on the offense for fucking getting shut down by Shane McClanahan. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Today, but the last 2 days before that, Tosh Bradley
now too. Like, I mean,
that bullpen is not that good for Tampa Bay, and you had your chances. And even Shane McClanahan, you had your shot in the first inning. You did. You had 2 guys on, and you didn't capitalize there. It's Shane McClanahan. Great. The last 2 nights, you've also taken off. So go out there and win a friggin' series, because this team, what did we give them so much credit for a couple weeks ago? They were cleaning up on some of the best arms in the games. That's what this offense was doing because they were patient, and there was some tough BABIP luck overall, but eventually it's, hey, you got to show up. You had that chance in the first inning. You know, with a pitcher of that caliber, if you don't get to him early, you're fucked. He's going to settle in. What did he do? He settled in. How often is Shane McClanahan going to walk 2 guys in the first inning?
If I would venture to guess, he hasn't done that this year.
No, I know he's had some walk issues overall, but like those are the opportunities there. And you go to the other games as well. Like, game 3 where you lose 6-2. Where was your offense really just never gave you much of anything after early in the game? As Kluber gave it away, they were just kind of dead the rest of the way through. You go to game 2, you were only playing in the 9th inning because they dropped the friggin' pop-up. If Brandon Lowe never drops that pop-up, it's 2-1 and that's game.
Yeah.
So, like, you got brought back into that game, and it took their bullpen absolutely shitting the bed. Jalen Beeks not being able to get outs in that first game.
That's like the only reason why the Red Sox didn't get swept is because fucking Jalen Beeks sucks. Like the Red Sox won 1 game in this series because a former Red Sox pitcher sucked. That's why.
You had 1 big hit in a 4-game series, and it was Justin Turner, who hit that 3-run double off the monster. He hit a homer today, but that was your 1 big hit with runners in scoring position, where you kind of just put a bunch of runs on the board and you opened it up. Duran had a single. Yoshida had the RBI double during there. But like, that's what it is. And even a day today, like today, how often are you going to rob 2 fucking homers? You rob 2 homers, 2 great plays that, spark you. I wonder the last time a team robbed 2 homers in the same game. Never mind back-to-back innings. And that's where it was. It's like, if you had gotten on McClanahan early, if those defensive plays, you kind of spark something. Before you knew it, once he settled in, the game's over right there. And there wasn't, as the game went along as well, you just never had that feeling, they were going to come back. And that was a feeling we all felt the first 5 or 6 weeks of that season, where it was like, hey, we're down. Let's see what happens. Lately, and that's not a sustainable way to play. And I think that's where the Red Sox are right now, where you can't do this all the time. And now you're going through these stretches where you're getting your ass kicked and you're 9-16 in the last 25.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad. And I think that kind of answers the question, right? Because we were talking about this last episode. Why, if the offense is exactly the same and the starting pitching got better, have the Red Sox not won as many games in April as they did in May? And it was, the defense is just bad. The defense is bad. You've given games away because of how poorly you've played defense. And now
the bullpen isn't perfect anymore.
Think about now how many games the Red Sox should have won because they got, I don't want to call it rare good starts from guys. Cause like it at one point It was no longer rare from Chris Sale. It was expected. Yes, he had a rough couple 3-4 starts in April. And then after that, he was in cruise control. He was automatic. You knew that you were getting a good to great start from Chris Sale. But James Paxton, I mean, there are certain games this season that you got great starts and lost the baseball game. And the rotation was supposed to be somewhat of an Achilles heel. It has been. So when you've gotten good starts, I mean, like they've wasted good starts from just about everybody. Like
the Cardinals and the Angels series are all that plays through my head.
Yeah.
Those are the series where, like, you know, we talk about moments and where this season can go in one direction or another. And I thought today was one as well. I thought this was a sneaky, really big game for them where you split this series, you know, you kind of get your head above water. You're over 500 again. Getting swept by the Cardinals when you had 2 wins in your pockets, throwing 2 games away against the Angels when you got the pitching you needed. How much can you depend on James Paxton? And now, like you mentioned, Chris Sale, the one person you could depend on every 5th day to get that job done, that you're like, hey, he, you know, if the other 4 don't got us, he got us.
Yeah. I need to talk about the Chris Sale thing as an entirely separate thought, because I just, some of the reaction on Twitter it made me want to get on a rocket ship to Jupiter. I don't even know if they can sustain life there. I don't care.
I send me there so I can die.
I highly considered going to Jupiter. But speaking of outer space, Blue Moon.
Blue Moon's in space?
Well, it's a fucking moon, Tyler. Get it?
Oh.
Do you get it?
Yeah, moon like our moon.
Mm-hmm.
There's other moons, I've heard.
Yeah. There are other. We have a moon.
I heard there's a secret second moon
for the Earth.
Yeah, it was like a conspiracy. Look it up. Reach out to me, moon people who research this kind of stuff. I think it's called Moon 2.
That's the best they could do.
I don't know. It's
like,
a big
wow,
deal.
we discovered a second moon. What do we call it? This is incredible. How about Moon 2? Yes, I love it.
Here we go. Oh, although the moon is Earth's only natural. I don't even know who this could be.
There's no catch up.
No, I know. We're talking about the moon right now.
What about it?
Tyler is telling me that they discovered a second moon, and the best name that they could come up with is Moon 2. Is that correct?
For this planet?
The Earth, yeah.
I feel like this would have been more in the news.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how did that just slip across the radar?
Can I update you?
Sure.
I feel like Moon 2 gets the people going.
Apparently, I didn't call it by its correct name. I'm about to use some terminology here, so please beware. Okay. Earth's second moon is a quasi-satellite known as Kami-Ola-Lewa.
Oh,
what?
You should have said that. We knew that.
I know. And we also have mini moons I'm reading as well.
Wait, hold on.
We have tons of satellites. Yeah, like just small rocks, basically.
Oh, wait. Is that what quasi-satellite means?
Oh, my God.
How is a satellite a moon?
It's not. For sure isn't. But it like revolves around the Earth. It's
a very small asteroid.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about this whole time.
That's not a fucking moon.
Dude, it's the second moon.
No.
That's what Google's telling me. You ever heard of brightly.eco?
No.
It's what NASA uses.
No, it's not. And I mean, you can't just be an asteroid that gets caught in the Earth's gravitational pull and then call yourself a moon. That's not how that works at all. That's like, you know what that is, Tyler? That's like if your fucking stupid ass ran on the track at a NASCAR event and just started running around the track during a race. And you're like, look at me, I'm a race car. No, you're not, dude. You're not.
All
You're
I'm
not.
saying is you'll talk that shit to me, but if you saw the 65-foot asteroid, you ain't doing shit. That shit's fucking you up. You know how long 65
That's
feet
not a
is?
moon. I would say it to his face.
Not
I'd
a
just be
moon.
like, bro, you're
Smaller
not a
moon.
moon.
It's a
It's
smaller
not a
moon.
It's not a moon, dude. It's really not. And trust me, I'm not out here trying to be the moon denier guy. Like I would welcome a second moon. I would. But what you're
It's
talking
here.
about, not a moon. No way. No way. Jake, is that a moon?
Definitely not a moon.
It's
Dude,
not
Jake's
a
not
moon,
a
dude.
fucking
It's
astronaut,
not.
dude. He's not a fucking astronaut.
How do you know what Jake does? He's usually just like on the podcast and then he just disappears half the time. Where do you think he is?
Well, as someone who knows an astronaut,
Who?
I watch yourselves.
Tristan Casas?
Yes, Tristan. I was actually just about to say Tristan
You
Casas.
don't know Tristan Casas.
You don't know that.
I have a cell phone number. I do.
Let me text bro right now. Hold up.
Yeah, text him. Ask him. Be like, yo, is there a such thing as a second moon?
What up, little bro?
you call him little bro?
Yeah. I'm older than him.
By how much?
Couple years. What is he? 23?
How old are you? 40?
20 fucking 5, dude. Yo, little bro, they're sleeping on you. They don't realize you've been an above league average hitter since May 1st.
Listen,
Remember-
we're not sleeping on Tristan Casas. Coley, where are you at on Tristan Casas?
Big fan. Would I prefer he be hitting 600? Like always, definitely. But am I dissuaded by his future with the team? None whatsoever.
No, me neither. I'm pretty content about it.
The worst part of
I
Twitter
think-
right
I think
now are
of
the
all
people who
the-
think Bobby Delvik should come up for him.
I think Bobby Dahlbeck should come up, but not at Tristan Casas' expense.
No, we need a shortstop.
Bob, stop.
No, dude, do you want to take this
Yes.
team to an even lower level?
Suck on it.
I want Bob playing. I want Bob playing shortstop every day, even when Trevor
Alex
Story
Cora?
comes back.
Alice Cora legit said, hey, Bobby Delvik's fucking Barry Bonds. He's at 10 homers in 18 games. I don't give a fuck. This team cannot play defense. He is not joining this ball club.
He didn't say
Enjoy
that.
Worcester. That's
What did he
word
say?
for word what he said.
What did he say?
He was basically like, that's cool. That's cool that Bobby Delvik's playing well.
Bob's had more success at shortstop than the Earth had more moves. That's a fact.
I disagree with that. I think there's more moons than Bobby Delvik has big league hits this year.
No.
2 moons, 1 Bobby Delvik hit in the bigs.
Like when the moon is out, it's so bright because the sun's like, everyone, look at this fucking moon. If there was a second, you can see other planets from this planet. In this second moon, you think, what is it, hidden behind the actual moon?
No, it's smaller, so you have to look for it. It's like what do you call those things? Constellations?
Constellations.
You think constellations are smaller than moons?
Well, they're like stars. You have to look for them to connect the dots. This is a small asteroid.
The sun's a star, and it takes up so much of the sky.
Well,
That's
think
also
about it.
true.
Okay, so this is my whole point here. Thank you for setting this up for me. The sun is like the first moon. All the little stars are like the second moon. Case closed. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We're going to call it a Tyler Talk.
Jupiter has like 9 moons, something I've always been jealous of. And hearing there was a moon too, only to be found out there was like a pebble floating by, was so disappointing.
65-foot pebble.
Yeah, and it's all perspective, really. It's all relative, right?
If that pebble hit Boston, we'd no longer have a city.
I disagree with
It
that.
obviously tried to, and it got stopped. It didn't even get in the club. Like
Well, Big Brother Moon stopped him.
Mm-hmm. No.
We've had asteroids get right past the fucking moon and wipe out entire species of dinosaur.
True.
We've had asteroids hit this planet and bring it water. This planet has been pelted by asteroids. And this one couldn't even sneak past because it's tiny.
Yeah, it's like the
It
hubs
chose the moon
of
life.
asteroids.
Yeah.
It's like a little bitch.
What'd the second moon do to you guys?
We interrupt Tyler's stupid fucking Moon 2 theory to bring you a word from our sponsor. Because unlike Moon 2, Blue Moon is an actual moon. And it's also an actual beer. Beer is a tried and true baseball tradition, but Blue Moon is the only beer brewed by baseball. Blue Moon was born in a ballpark, first brewed at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Make it your one-of-a-kind baseball tradition whether you're at the park or watching from home. I need a Blue Moon basically every time Tyler talks. You never know what's going to come out of Tyler's mouth, but you know it's probably going to be pretty stupid. Unless it's about the Red Sox. Astronomy, on the other hand, I wouldn't trust Tyler for a second about that. The only thing I'd trust Tyler less with than astronomy is taking care of my dog. Tyler Milliken, big Red Sox guy, definitely not an astronomer, and probably the worst guy to ever do it when it comes to dogs. With its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel for a subtle sweetness and hints of coriander, Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale is a one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full-flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Blue Moon was brewed by baseball to give you a dose of nostalgia and get you excited for the new season. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something one-of-a-kind? Its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantee a one-of-a-kind beer experience perfect for spring weather. Best served with its signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful bright color, a beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Keep baseball traditions alive with Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale. It's a one-of-a-kind every time. Check out shop.bluemoonbrewingcompany.com for baseball merch and visit get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared to find Blue Moon delivery options. That's get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon, made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company Golden, Colorado Ale.
I mean, it's just not a moon, okay? If it were a moon, I'd welcome it. This whatever you're talking about, this little pebble, this little speck of dust up there, it's insulting is what it is.
From time.com, Earth has a second moon for another 300 years at least. Okay?
It's a shot clock? We put a pitch clock on the moon?
Well, I think then it will come down and it will kill everybody.
No.
I hope so.
The fucking atmosphere is burning that thing up. If it hit Boston, no one would notice.
Come kill me, second moon.
Yeah.
Be like, did that bird just die? Oh no, that's a softball.
Yeah. The second moon, I don't believe in it.
All hype.
All hype. The second moon is kind of like the Trey Ball of moons.
Oh, poor Trey Ball. He's a big
That's uncalled for.
Listen, Trey Ball loves listening to the show.
No, he doesn't.
And yes, he does. And I would love to have him on, but only to talk about astronomy. I don't want to talk about his career. I don't want to talk about baseball. Trey Ball has an open invitation to join the podcast to talk about the solar system, his theories on black holes and the universe, if he would like to. But I don't want him to come on to talk about baseball. Jake, book Trey Ball if you will, please.
Can we get John Denny that episode as well?
Who?
Oh, you don't remember John Denny, who got like the DUI like a month after getting drafted by the Red Sox? The catcher?
What year?
I mean, that's just classic.
I want to say it was 2013. It might have been that same year. Been a long time. Hold on.
John Denny?
Third round, 2013. Yeah.
Was Trey Ball 2013?
Yes.
No way.
Jesus.
No way.
Of course, it was after 2012.
Sounds right.
2013.
I was a freshman in high school.
You're a freshman in high school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cole, you got any thoughts on the Sox?
They fucking couldn't have picked a worse time to start stinking it up. Like,
do you think they're stinking it up, or do you think they're just playing the Rays?
they're what, 4-10 their last 14? They didn't play the Rays 14 times.
Well, they're 1-7 against the Rays.
Sure, yeah, but one of those was what, like the third series of the year?
I don't. You could play the Rays at any time. You're probably not winning a lot.
The Reds took 2 out of 3 from you.
Yeah,
you're right. Well, that was mostly your fault. That was covered in the last show.
That is
fuck you,
true.
Coley.
Yeah, that's true. Objective.
If you were more focused on the Red Sox and not rocks that you want to call moons, is insane.
Right. He's also a serial killer.
I'm not. Not yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wouldn't
Coley.
let what?
What's easier to
Yeah.
choke out, Coley, a German Shepherd or a spider?
Like, are you talking about like tactically?
Yes.
Then for sure the shepherd.
Thank you. That's all I needed.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we had this conversation last episode and people were commenting about how Coley and I had a conversation about spiders at some point during the section 10.
There's
Mm-hmm.
so many of them.
Conversations about spiders?
No, the conversation about spiders was me having you get, and we can play this game again because you don't even remember it.
Mm-hmm.
How many spiders do you think there are on the planet?
Oh. Yeah. I mean, there's got to be
500,000.
Oh my
Dude,
God,
there's
not
probably
even in the right
500,000
ballpark.
in your fucking bed right now.
Not even in the right ballpark.
Yeah. There's got to be.
It's like 8 septillion, or so. Like, it's not even a number I've said before. It's that many.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably like at least, there is objectively 700,000 spiders in your house right now.
Mhm.
My house?
Mhm.
You're my
Yep.
How many spiders are
Or
in the
Tyler's
world?
house.
There's 50,000 known species in the world.
Okay.
How many?
I'm on a good pace.
Oh my God. How many spiders are in the world population? According to this study, there are quadrillions of spiders in the world. To clarify, a quadrillion is 1 followed by 15 zeros. Alternatively, it is 1 billion times 1 million. That's how many fucking spiders there are in the world.
500K.
500K, Tyler. You
I was
idiot.
trying to. It's like Price is Right.
No.
Oh, man.
No.
Listen,
You're
the
not
spider to
playing
human ratio is 2.8 million.
There are so
One.
many spiders, dude. Like, I told you, I see about 50 a day in my house. I just walk past them and I dap them up. Like, I don't care.
You have to. You got to play that game because the biggest thing we've got going for us is our connectivity from person to person.
Mhm.
If the spiders ever figure out those numbers, it's like, oh, we got 2.8 million to 1 ratio.
Oh
Like,
my
yeah,
God.
we're cooked.
It's the
Individually
worst.
cooked.
Yeah, they could take over the world if they wanted to right now. They just don't have the infrastructure tomorrow. Yeah, they just haven't figured out. I don't even think I was going to say the technology. I don't even think that they need technology to take us down.
I was going to say, they've got pretty good tech built in. The venom and whatnot.
They got good tech. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the plan would be, the plan of attack. Like, do you just go man to man? How do you do that? How many
No,
spiders do you need to kill one person if you don't have like a venomous bite? Because most of them don't, right?
I don't know about most. I mean, you just heard there were 50,000 species, like individual species.
Yeah.
So I don't. I would wager a quarter of them are venomous.
There are more than 50,000 species of spiders worldwide. Of all these species, 30 are known to be venomous and can kill humans.
Okay, that's known. I don't like the way they phrase that. Did they test all 50,000? I find that hard to believe.
Well, even there, like it's like 30 out of 50,000. So it's like, all right, we've cast it up. Let's just give them 100 species out of the 50,000. Like that's not, you're still talking about basically 50,000 species of spiders that like, what the fuck are they going to do?
Yeah, I think immediately we have to strike an accord with like the birds. I think birds eat a lot of spiders, so we'd have to get the birds on our side.
Yeah.
Those attacks from above, swooping down, really might be our only hope. I don't know what else eats spiders. Probably something.
Definitely frogs, right? The frogs eat spiders?
I'm sure there are some frogs.
I bet you we need to go. We need to have it both. Like consider the birds to be our fighter pilots, but our tanks on the ground got to be the reptiles. Like reptiles,
Right.
I bet go nuts over eating spiders.
So my only concern with the birds and the reptiles is, remember that those dinosaurs we were talking about earlier, the birds and the amphibians were here too, and the reptiles. Like, they just figured out, like, crocodiles saw all the dinosaurs dying just because they were just like, they had their eyes poking out of the water. They were like, man, that sucks for them. So they kind of historically stay on the sidelines.
Yeah.
So we'd have to do some real convincing, especially the birds. I don't think they really care who wins in that scenario.
I'm seeing birds. I'm seeing lizards. So we covered those. Toads kind of fits in the same category for me. But I'm also seeing fish. How do fish eat spiders?
Well, can't we also add the mosquitoes as victims of the spider community to join us as well?
But they can't. They don't have.
Yeah.
They don't have what it takes to go toe to toe.
So we're protecting them, basically.
Monkeys.
And I don't know if I can forgive mosquitoes for all they've done to humanity.
That's also true. The list of animals that eat spiders, humans are on here. That has to be accidental. There's no way people are just like going to the store and buy spiders to cook them up.
I saw 6ix9ine eat a spider the other day.
Who's that?
He's a rapper.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that's what we'd call them.
Good take, Coley.
I remember a stat. I'm going to put stat in air quotes here. I think the average human accidentally eats 8 spiders throughout the course of their life while they're asleep.
I thought you were going to say a year.
Right? Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's why I put stat in quotes. I think it was one of those like urban legends, but just based on the numbers, I think it's probably true.
I mean, put it this way, Coley. Like, how many times have you woken up and like gone to brush your teeth and noticed that you had spider remains in your mouth? Never.
No, not one.
No.
I ate an ant once.
You're a fucking idiot. I want some real scientific backing behind the eat spiders thing.
I'm seeing 20 in a lifetime right now, about 4 per year. Oh, wait.
Luckily for all of us, this is from scientificamerican.com. Very prestigious, very prestigious. Luckily for all of us, the quote fact that people swallow 8 spiders in their sleep yearly isn't true. Not even close. The myth flies in the face of both spider and human biology, which makes it highly unlikely that a spider would ever end up in your mouth. 3 or 4 spider species live in most North American homes, and they all tend to be found either tending their webs or hunting in non-human infested areas. During their forays, they usually don't intentionally crawl into bed because it offers no prey, unless it has bed bugs, in which case that person has bigger problems. Spiders also have no interest in humans. Spiders regard us much like they'd regard a big rock. We're so large that we're really just a part of the landscape to spiders.
I feel like that depends on the size of the spider.
I don't
I
think.
would agree with that.
Yeah, if we have, there's definitely like down in Austin, Texas, I saw a spider that was like the size of a frisbee.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That's why I won't go to Australia.
Brazil's got those horrifying spiders that bite you and make your dick explode.
Your dick explodes from a spider?
Yeah, it's a tough scene.
I mean, if not to give the terrorists any ideas, but wouldn't you just get the dick exploding spiders and somehow breed them and unleash them in America?
Buddy, if you think you can contain the spiders, they've already beat you. They've already beat you.
I don't know. I'm looking at something right now. There's a spider bite that causes erections that can last for 2 to 3 hours at a time.
Spider boners?
Spider boners.
No.
If you need, that's a way we can make use of them.
All right, we got to take a break and talk about Zyn nicotine pouches. We're always talking about what a team needs to get to number 1, but Zyn nicotine pouches are already there. Zyn has helped millions of people achieve lasting change, earning the title of America's number 1 nicotine pouch. If you're a smoker or you're a dipper looking to make a change, look no further than Zyn. Zyn is made with 6 simple ingredients and is available in a wide range of varieties, including spearmint, citrus, and even coffee. And it's available in 2 strengths so you can control your nicotine satisfaction. Because it's discreet, you can enjoy it anywhere, anytime, so you never have to miss a moment of the game. Plus, every can of Zyn earns you points towards premium items like tailgating gear, top-of-the-line tech, Zyn swag, even gift cards. Find your Zyn at your local convenience store or online at Zyn.com. That's Zyn, ZYN.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. I feel like what if your semen is venomous?
Spider-Man.
Like Hancock.
Yeah. Yeah, what if that happens?
Venomous.
That'd be tough.
I don't trust it. I would not get bit by the boner spider. No way. Actually, who was it? Was it Pat Light or was it Brian Johnson that told the story about getting bit by a spider that it kind of like eroded their flesh?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? I think it was Brian Johnson.
Yeah, I think it was BJ, but that definitely does happen. Yeah.
Yeah, because when they were playing for
out Brian Johnson.
They were roommates.
No, I know. That's why I think it was one of them talking about the other.
I think both of them discussed it. I think Pat told the story and then we confirmed it with BJ. Like they were playing for Greenville, the drive, and like Brian got bit by a spider and like whatever was inside the venom, it just like ate a fucking hole in his arm.
Yeah, so when they're like, they think we're a big rock, that's when I find that hard to believe. I would never do that to a rock.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. All right. Well, that was talking spiders with the McMahon.
Yeah, and a call about the moon.
And yeah, we started on the moon. Also, I'm gonna see you this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's Monday, but yeah, the weekend feels just. So it's too early to say this, but it's right.
It's right, yeah. This weekend,
no, definitely right.
This weekend, I'm gonna see you this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is
You didn't see me at Fenway when I was there, which was rude.
I'm gonna what? Oh yeah. Coley went to Fenway and just told me that he was going to Fenway when he was there. He was like, "Well,
that's not true."
When did you tell me you were going?
Just more the second I woke up that morning. I texted you socks, which I don't really do.
Right.
You just said,
I didn't know that meant, hey, I'm going to Fenway with my whole family. Like socks in my lexicon, in my life, in my circle, I feel like if someone texts me socks ? They're almost like checking in on me. Like, you good? Like that's how I interpreted that text message. Like socks ? Didn't to me say, hey, are you going to be at Fenway today? I'm going with my whole family. It would be cool to meet up. Like socks ? Is more like, you live? Hey?
Yeah, but that's for other people, not for me.
Yeah. Oh, it would be wild for me to assume that you were going to make the trip down from Maine to go to Fenway. What day of the week was that? Sunday?
Saturday.
Yeah. So, no, that's...
I said socks. You said, and then 4 hours later, I said, tell AC and the boys it's the girls' first game, so no fucking around today.
Oh.
And then you said, oh, you're doing a socks today. And I said, fucking socks.
Yeah.
2 more hours go by. I said, where are you at? And so that's still at this point. There's been no indication that you will not, the guy who lives at Fenway Park will not be there. And
I don't go on Saturdays a lot. I don't like 4 o'clock games. That's the thing. I don't like 4 o'clock games. It's too early for dinner. It's too late for lunch. It's just smack dab in the middle of the day. I don't know. I don't like 4 o'clock games.
Well, they serve baseball there. It's not really a food place.
Yeah.
So I said at 4:22, where are you? You said my house. which I found to be confusing because I feel like you're the kind of person who would say Fenway is their house, which is what I replied. And then you said second house, which didn't really clarify it for me. And then I said, is there some sort of wrestling event tonight?
That's the only explanation for why I would be at Fenway.
Yeah, and you said I hate 4:00 games, won't participate.
See? That checks out.
And then later that day, that was the game. Sale went like 8 shut, and then they lost. And I said I specifically asked you to relay a message of no fucking around today. And then you said Ort would have locked that game down.
Oh, that's an outdated take.
Jesus.
That's fucking super outdated. See, Tyler, I was nice to Caleb Ort even when no one was watching. Even when no one was watching. That
did it bring you joy?
Shit.
Did it bring you joy the last couple of days, or were you just sitting there angry?
No, I felt nothing. I didn't care. If he gave up a home run, I wouldn't have tweeted it. And when he went 2 innings and retired the side in order both times, I felt nothing. That he robbed that from me. Like I supported him, and now I don't give a fuck about his existence. If he sucks, don't care. If he does well, don't care.
I think
just
that's
don't
the
care.
worst. Indifferent is the worst.
Yeah, I have no emotion towards him.
We have some news.
What fucking Chris Murphy?
Yeah.
Woo! Breaking news. Woo!
He's been horrendous at AAA this year, so this is actually nothing to feel excited about whatsoever.
Ship's sinking, Coley.
Don't say that.
The ship's sinking.
Chris Murphy crashed into an iceberg.
Yep. Right ahead. There's icy water. Let's just say there's icy water alerts right now.
Did he just get called up? I zoned out.
Yeah, he's got an ERA of almost 8.
Yeah, no, he's cooking. But Tapia got DFA'd today. Don't care for that.
Yeah.
You were upset, Coley?
And yeah, this team doesn't have a lot of cool players at the moment. He was by far the coolest. And now he's gone. So it's less cool. And then your fucking tweet bummed me out when I was on break. That's the first thing I see is the Red Sox are going to DH Trevor Story like he's fucking Bryce Harper. He's not like Bryce Harper. Do they understand that?
You asked for what the H and DH stands for.
I saw you got a lot of blowback about that tweet.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
From who?
I don't know. People like Trevor Story. I know that you're not his biggest fan.
I'm literally the only person who cares about him. We've gone over it.
You're the only person who cares about Trevor Story?
I'm the one who was worried about his arm. I'm the one who was worried about rushing him back too quick. I've said that on this show. I care deeply about Trevor Story.
Well,
he's bad at hitting. I don't know why
he's not bad at hitting. He's not bad at hitting. He's not.
In Boston, he was.
No, he's not bad at hitting.
Do you think he'll be the same, Coley?
Coming off surgery? I don't like.
Yeah,
I've long said I think it's not that easy to just DH full time. I do think it's a special skill that not everyone can do.
I think the irony of it is that yes, they could use his bat, of course, but they need him back for his defense. They don't need him back for his bat right now.
They only need him for his defense. Like if him and Emmanuel could become one person, I think that would solve most of our problems.
Yeah. It's been a while since he's if I'm being honest with you. I think Story, well, yeah, he wasn't great with the bat last year. He was league average. I just don't think he's going to end up DHing. I think Cora was saying that to keep the door open, but it won't work with this roster for him to sit here and not give you anything defensively. They can't afford it.
There's ice in the waters. There is ice in the waters.
Do you think you pay a guy $180 to just be a glove? That's insane.
But I think he'll be a better bat than he was last year. I think there was an adjustment period. I think the toe tap is something that was working before he kind of twisted his ankle on that bag, and that ended up or messed up his heel, whatever it was for the final couple of weeks of the season. But I expect him to be better than the player he was last year. We saw flashes. Give me a fully healthy Trevor Story that's playing his natural position. He's comfortable. Another year in Boston.
Well, not really. He's been in Florida this whole time.
No, but they talked about it. Just his presence in the clubhouse and kind of growing into his role on this team as a leader. Like guys kind of huddling around him, and he was one of those guys setting the tones in spring training. I don't expect him to show up and be like Nolan Arenado. I think we're going to get a 270, 280, 30 home run season. But can you give me 250 with like 20 jacks and great defense?
What did we finish with last year? 13?
Yes, I think so.
And that was all over like a 3-week stretch in May.
It was 16 homers in 94 games. So he should be able to at least give you 25. 25 and just give me a little more batting average.
That's assuming a lot of help, which like he just hasn't had.
But a majority of it was the elbow. Like he had the heel thing at the end of last year, but that was more rare. You can't help a guy getting his hand broken. Especially when the Red Sox medical team. Well, when the Red Sox medical team tells you you're fine.
We're not blaming the medical. He swung at a ball that was going to hit him. That's how he broke his hand.
Yeah, it came in on him. And then the Red Sox medical team said, hey, Trevor, you're okay. We're going to have you back in 2 weeks. And then they're like, well, actually, you kind of have a broken bone in your wrist.
Story would never play for that team that just beat Endicott.
Why are you throwing shade at Endicott now?
Did you see that team that just beat them?
No.
They played. Did you see the story, Tyler?
No, I didn't.
I think the Pettis Family Barbecue did an article, and it was like, there's this D3 team. When they see a pitch coming, they don't move a fucking inch. They've been hit. It's something like 150 times in 30 games or something like that. Just absurd amount of getting hit
153 times in 51 games. Holy shit.
So many. So many.
All right, so this is what Trevor Story's trying to do.
But that team, like, unless they have like a 50-man roster, they all just kind of shake it off and go to first.
Holy shit. Since 2014, they've averaged 111 hit by pitches per season.
It's my favorite team.
That has to be cheating.
But yeah, you can't DH.
No, I agree with you on that. The bat's not good enough to DH.
His glove was the whole thing. And we'll see how his arm looks after surgery, I guess, next year.
I think that I'm not really worried about the defense for him at short, though. I know some people keep saying that, but if the elbow's right, I look at the same way as I do a pitcher. It should be stronger than ever, especially when you've been playing with a bum one for years.
I mean, you're the one who's been exclusively calling it hoof meat since I've met you.
What'd you say?
You're the one who's been calling his elbow hoof meat.
It was hoof meat.
You did say that.
Barbecue chicken. It was coming right off the damn bone.
Not every surgery is the same. I don't know. Like, his glove's great. I have no questions with his glove at all. It's his arm and his bat I have questions with, and I don't know that either have been answered. And some of it's not his fault, 1,000%. The bat last year was his fault. He wasn't good at that. It's crazy to hear Jared was good at hitting last year.
I didn't say I just said he wasn't bad.
He was league average, 102 OPS plus.
Yeah. He wasn't bad. What?
I can't, we'll talk. He was worse than Jose Iglesias.
I mean, Jose Iglesias wasn't even in the league.
Last year? Oh, that was 2 years ago. Well, that was my point. 2 years ago, he was, we downgraded from that position.
But Iglesias is washed. If you look at it, right? If Story had just stayed somewhat healthy for like 120 games, we're talking about 20 home runs, 20 bags, and, a league average bat with great defense at second base. If you get 20 homers at shortstop, 20 stolen bases, and above average defense, as long as you're a slightly above average bat, that's still a really valuable player. You're not going to be prime Xander Bogaerts. I don't think anyone's expecting that, but let's be real. Prime Xander Bogaerts doesn't exist anymore.
Whoa.
Sorry, it's the truth.
Wow.
That
I
wrist is
love how-
not looking so hot.
I don't know how Xander is bad now, but Trevor Story is amazing. Unbelievable play.
Xander Bogaerts
Unbelievable
plays a
play.
very good shortstop. I'll give him. I wanted Xander here, but a 105 OPS plus. That's basically what Trevor Story was last year.
Oh, I just heard that was great. I was literally just told that was unbelievable.
No, that's for a shortstop. That's fine. But is that prime Xander Bogaerts? No. Prime Xander Bogaerts was a guy who was hitting, 30 home runs, 23. That's not Xander Bogaerts anymore. All I'm saying is Trevor Story can give you something along those lines.
Xander has like 7 right now, right?
Yeah, 7 homers, but the batting average is 252.
Oh,
725
of all the people
OPS
that,
on
like,
the year.
batting average.
Do you want the 725 OPS? Does that do it for you, Coley?
What was the Stories last year? Like 693?
Story 737.
Okay. Congrats.
That's all I'm saying. Like, you can get that kind of production. Xander Bogaerts isn't getting paid to do that.
Well, no, I mean, his contract's dumb.
Exactly. Now, if you would have got it for 5 years, 150 like you should have, or 180, whatever you want to call it, I'd be happy.
Right. If they'd given him Trevor Story's contract, I think everyone would be happy.
Exactly. If you had done that last spring training and you had both, we'd be in a much better place.
Which has been my problem since the day Story signed that deal, and will continue to be.
Which is fair, because that was a blown opportunity. It's the reason we're having a bridge year right now. It's the same reason Nate Eovaldi isn't on this team either.
Oh, if people want to kill me for tweets, go back and look at my off-season plan from last August, which was just bring everyone back. People in the comments were beside themselves. Now everyone's like, why didn't we keep Walker and Eovaldi? Because no one wanted them.
Yeah, the Waka one annoys me. The only one that I really agree with is Eovaldi, because like they agreed that he was going to be good. They had the money and they took it off because they felt like they couldn't get it under the luxury tax. They had already handed money out. JD Martinez was never going to do that here. I'm sorry. He got reunited with his hitting coach. It's awesome. I'm happy he's hitting. It was not going to happen here. Michael Wacha was fucking begging for a team to sign him. The Padres gave him this shit deal where they basically were like, hey man, we're going to have, here's a bunch of player options and we'll kind of play it out. We'll see if you can get the James Paxton 2 for 32 after this year. If not, we're going to just keep you around on cheap deals for the next 4 years. It was just security.
Let's talk about Cerebral. Cerebral's here for anyone who's looking for help with their mental health, no matter where you are in your journey. Cerebral helps people with anxiety, depression, stress, insomnia, and more. And if you feel like you're experiencing burnout or processing a major life event, like, I don't know, maybe you killed your dog, Cerebral is care that's ready for you. It's 100% online. You take a brief questionnaire, you get matched to a care team based on your needs and preferences. Through the Cerebral app, you can schedule your sessions, get your questions answered, and access additional mental health resources. Cerebral is one of the few services that provides medication management online through a licensed provider if clinically indicated. Connect with your therapist on your own schedule through your laptop or the Cerebral mobile app. Schedule sessions based on what's most convenient for you. Don't have to wait weeks to be seen. 80% of the members see a provider within 5 days. You can do your sessions on a laptop or a phone, so you can always find an area at home where you're most comfortable. Affordable treatments that are 1/3 of the price of traditional therapy. Treatment options are available with or without insurance. Cerebral is in-network with several insurers, and they're working every day to grow their partnerships. With in-network, your monthly cost will be even lower. Cerebral understands that finding a therapist isn't a linear journey. If your therapist isn't a match, Cerebral will help you find a provider that meets your needs. 50% of Cerebral's clinicians self-identify as people of color. It's important to Cerebral to have a diversity so you can get treatment that the people deserve. Our listeners right now got a deal for you. You will receive an exclusive 50% off your first month of therapy by going to cerebral.com/Jared. That's Jared. Cerebral.com/Jared for 50% off your first month of therapy for quality mental health care that's accessible and affordable. Join Cerebral today. I mean, I guess we can talk about Chris Sale now. Are you going to hang around, Coley? Or what do you want to do?
I mean, I feel bad for Chris though, like terrible. Anytime anyone's like, I just felt happy playing sports for the first time in a long time, and now this shit happens again. Not good. That has even. And the rest of the rotation. Can you remember a pitcher like Brian Bello? Or Bayo, excuse me? Giving up the softest contact of all time and just giving up runs. Like, it happens every game. And it's not even his fault.
Yeah.
So now the rest of the rotation is just bad. Like, is Paxton? It relies on Paxton now?
I guess. Paxton's a mixed bag.
We got Cutter in there now.
Yeah. We get fucking Chris Murphy. We get the Murph dog.
Stop the barking. It's a whimper.
What? Does that bring back fucking bad memories?
Bullet didn't have time to whimper.
No. No, it was just like wham. It's tough. I feel bad for Chris Sale. I mean, it sucks. The whole situation sucks. Like hearing him talk about it sucked. Losing him as your frontline guy sucks. I feel like the vibes. When did the season really take a turn for the worse? It was the Cardinal series, right?
That's when it felt like it was like, all right, you were riding so high, you had the chance to like take it to the next level, clean up, stay hot, and then you got sidetracked. But there were like miniature ups over that. Like you go and take
a series from the D-backs and the Padres.
San Diego, right? Like those were nice, but then it was like things fell off the wheels against the Angels in the middle of that. It just felt like when parts of the team started to fire differently. Like, you couldn't get them to pitch well and hit well in the same game.
Yeah.
Before then you could do, or they weren't even pitching well. It was really the bats leading the way, but you were able to pull those wins off. Once you started pitching well, you couldn't hit. You're really not doing any of those things super well right now.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like, and I'm not blaming him. I think he's good, but it felt like Kenley got his 400th save, and they were like, "Season's over, fellas." Like he hadn't blown a save, got his 400th. He blew the next two.
He blew one save. He blew the Guardians save.
So maybe it was a tie game. He came in and he got the loss then. But I know he had two shaky appearances immediately after that. And then the West Coast happened after that. Like you said, took 2 out of 3 from the D-backs, took 2 out of 3 from the Padres. And then, that Angels series was really felt weird. And it hasn't felt right since. And I don't think it's Kenley's fault. I don't think there's any correlation between the two. That's just the point I can point to. And it was like, it feels like up until that point, they were playing relatively competent baseball. And then after that, not as much.
Yeah. I mean, you go out on the West Coast and it's not an awful West Coast trip, but it wasn't a great West Coast trip. And
you take 2 out of 3 series and it's still a losing trip.
Yeah. And you're thinking to yourself, got to get back to Fenway to get that home cooking going. And then you lose a series to the Cincinnati Reds. And then the next team to come to town is the Tampa Bay Rays, who just straight up wiped their ass with you this year. 1-7 against Tampa. So like even coming back home, like the West Coast trip felt weird, but then you come back home and it's like, all right, we get the vibes going again. It's different. We're back at home. And it just did not go your way. It did not go your way. And I'm not going to say it's not going to get any easier because I like their odds against the Guardians. Like that team can't hit for shit. But then you go to the Bronx and they're playing good ball right now, even though they don't have
Aaron Judge.
I mean, they probably won't have Judgy. That's the word on the street.
Like, no, I don't feel good for Judge, but I'll take that. But I don't know. I thought even in this series, kind of reminding me of the Cardinal series a little bit, where I just didn't love Cora's management of Kenley. I thought it was too much where they had him go in, in that second game against the Cardinals after blowing the first one. It's like, all right, everyone thought he was going to get a breather. He didn't. You go to him twice in that first game or the first doubleheader. Great. He got you the save in game 1. Game 2, like he had already thrown 16 pitches. Do I really want my 35-year-old closer that's been dealing with up and down velocity, some back problems, hasn't looked exactly sharp? Do I push him twice in the same day? Now, Nick Pivetta was ready. He was, good to go, available. A lot of people say, well, look what Nick Pivetta did today, right? Would have it been any different? I don't know. I didn't love the decision to push Kenley there. Not for the fact that, like, I understand you have your options, the bullpen's tax, whatever it may be. But, like, he had hit 97 in that first outing of the day. Should that have been enough for you to been like, all right, this is the best he's looked since all that stuff happened. Do we need to push him twice in the same day here? And then they let him wear it. They didn't go and save him. They told you got to go get out of this. I think he ended up throwing 43 pitches combined on the day.
Not great. Not great.
Not saying Pivetta would have got it done, but a fresh Pivetta who up into that point hadn't walked anyone, was on a kind of nice little ride there. Who knows? He still got a score running. I don't have a lot of faith they would have done that either.
No. I need another clean slate. It's almost like you needed a clean slate after the West Coast and it wasn't even that bad, and then it's just worse. Now you need another change of scenery. Hopefully it looks better in Cleveland. Hopefully, you get a nice little reset in Cleveland, Ohio.
It's on the young guys in this rotation. Like, Chris Sale is not here to kind of be the backbone anymore. If you guys can't step up and get the job done, this team it's going to fall. It's going to fall pretty quickly because you can't get by with garbage starting pitching. The offense is not going to be able to do what it did the first month.
No.
Or at least produce runs with some of the luck they were having and the guys that were hot at that time.
Yeah. I don't.
Whitlock, Houck, Bayo, Cutter. Go.
Yeah. It's
but what are those, like, best case, what are those guys? Whitlock's maybe a 3. Bayo can maybe be a 2. But Cutter's probably like a 4 best case. Houck.
That's why
that might be a 5th best, 5th starter if everything kind of goes right, at least where he's at right now.
This is a separate conversation, but it's kind of related to what you just said with like the rotation. It's like, yeah, we got this guy, that guy, and this guy. People were like, oh, when are you going to start doing Red Sox interviews? Like, you're interviewing like all these other players for Baseball's Dead and you're not doing any Red Sox interviews. It's like, the team has no stars. Like, your 2 best players, Rafael Devers does not do English speaking interviews. Masataka Yoshida does not speak English. Chris Sale, good luck approaching him. Like, that's the next biggest star. And then after that, it's like Verdugo, who he's not super, I don't want to say super approachable, but he's never around. Like, I don't have any way to contact Alex Verdugo.
He's like a strict routine guy too.
Yeah, like I've seen him once this year. That's it. And it was like in passing.
Bayo doesn't, I believe, he does all his post-game interviews in his language as well.
He does. He has a translator. Like, there's just like other teams where there's just more vibrant personalities. Like, the Red Sox don't have like a lot of vibrant personality. Like, I guess like Justin Turner would be cool. I would like to do that one. Kenley would be cool. Yeah. There's a few, but yeah, I mean, like, these guys, maybe it would be easier on the road, but like, I don't travel with the team. They're just very not around. Like, me and Jake were there on Sunday and we didn't even see anyone. Like, they were not out and about. The Rays were out and about. No one was out and about for the Red Sox.
It did make me a little sad that Justin Turner was the only one who showed up to Rob Refsnyder's press conference.
Yeah, me too.
I don't mean in a way like, I'm not going to act like I know protocol for anything like that, but it was like Turner's the only guy like sitting there as Refsnyder's getting this extension. I was like, damn, nobody else could like pull up and just, even for a couple minutes, to take a picture and be there.
I did that. I forgot about that, but yeah, that also stood out to me as well, where it was just a funny image of Justin Turner just sitting in the back row there as Rob Refsnyder. And like, I'm happy for Rob. I like Rob, but even just like the image of like, what would be the equivalent, because he's like a 4th, 5th outfielder, and like having like a press conference for it just for that. It's almost like, we need positive vibes. People like Rob Refsnyder. Let's have a press conference.
I have a good
1-year contract. Like, it's not like you.
It's
do
like
press
if they gave IKF
massive,
an extension.
Probably. I mean, IKF starts.
Yeah. But like
But it's
viewed
not even
more
that.
when they're healthy in a utility role.
It would be like if they had a press conference for Eric Hinsky in 2007.
That Chris Young extension pressure is going to go crazy.
Yeah. It's a 1-year deal for it's a platoon outfielder, fourth outfielder. It just felt to me like they were like, the fans like Rob Refsnyder, we got to do a press conference. Like, it's just, well, I cannot recall any team having a press conference to announce the extension, a 1-year contract for a fourth outfielder. What was that?
I don't know. Heim looked very excited though. Like Heim had the same smile he had on his face when Devers got his money too.
Yeah. But again, like Rob's a good guy. Like he's like, everyone likes Rob Refsnyder. Easy guy to root for. He's got guaranteed money. I'm really happy for him. But the press conference felt to me like, oh man, this series could go bad. So like, let's get Rob in front of a mic and we'll have a press conference. I don't know, but not to shit on his moment, because that is cool for him. It just felt very, we got to do this because the vibes are not good.
It worked for a game.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll take it. Are there any other thoughts on this series? I don't really fucking, I don't fucking care to go into like the games, like the nitty gritty of it.
Shout out Brendan Bernardino.
All right.
Give you some. All right. I'm done.
No,
I'm
stop.
I won't do this again.
When are they going to learn two things? One, when pitchers are going to throw outside with 2 strikes, it's most likely going to go to the opposite field. They haven't learned that. I don't know how many hits they're going to give up doing that. I thought it was a Vasquez problem for a long time. He's been gone for a while. And then the other one, when are the outfielders going to learn that there's cutoff guys?
We have like the most shrimp-armed outfield. Like Verdugo can throw it a little, but Duran, you have no arm. Like Yoshida, not much of an arm. Why? Refsnyder today. Why do these guys think they can throw out anyone at home? Devers is pointing at second base. I'll give Verdugo his credit, but even him at times it's like, dude, just you don't have to go home. We don't all have to be 2021 Hunter Renfroe.
But I think he's part of the problem too, because he constantly let guys go from first to second, trying to throw out nobody at home. Like, we don't throw people out at home. We don't, and we try every game, and every game it costs us more runs.
It's just another way you like fuck these young pitchers, because like the last thing they need is for you to make their life harder, and you're giving all these guys free doubles instead of a single where you can get the double play. It happened today.
It happens every game. And so does it happen to Bayo. He threw a ball low and outside to a lefty. I can't remember which one today. And it was, I believe he had 2 strikes, and he just pokes it right down the third baseline. Everyone's still shifting like there was a lefty up. And this has been a consistent problem for years now. And they're not on the same page defensively in any regard. Like none of the regards are they on the same page.
I do think it's an interesting thing that it has been a common theme for 3 years, even with different groups of players.
Yeah.
I think that's where, like, you know, I'm not putting it on Cora because a lot of it is roster construction guys that are in positions they probably shouldn't be. But I think Cora said it himself. It's like, you know, year after year, it's tough to justify this continuing to be a massive problem when you talk all offseason every time about it being fixed.
I mean,
I think that's why you see him apologizing like he is.
This has been going on since fucking 2014. Like that's as far back as I can recall. I remember like Rusney Castillo and Jackie Bradley and Mookie Betts. Like they were doing that shit back then under fucking Johnny Steelcock back in the day.
That's why the Little League homer, like I know a lot of people wanted to be like, oh my God, like bloom ball, all these players are like in the wrong position. It's like, well, Verdugo made the throw to Valdez. Valdez is pretending he can field. But like Connor Wong gets the ball. He absolutely fucking airmails it into center
He like
field.
Nomar tossed it into center.
And then Duran, who's been good in center field, just not backing up a ball. Like, just he's sitting in right field with Alex Verdugo. And they're just like, oh, and Verdugo's the one who runs the ball down and throws it back in. It's like, that's like IQ. Like, that's simply just like knowing what to do in certain situations. The fact that it's been this many years and some of these guys can't, put it together or realize in the moment, that's scary.
Love the Sox. And I love Max too. HBO Max. There's a new service called Max, Coley. Did you know about this?
No, I was too busy reading about Moon 3. They put a new moon up there, the third one.
Ooh.
Third one? Shouldn't they have a second one first?
No. That's what they want you to think.
Ah. Okay. Well, there's a new streaming service called Max. And it's a sure bet. With everything on HBO Max, including HBO, the DC Universe, Adult Swim, together with TLC, Discovery, Food Network, and more, Max has some of the best content out there. There's literally something for everyone in your household. Plans start as little as $9.99 a month. Subscription required, obviously. Visit max.com to sign up today. They got all the HBO originals: Succession, House of the Dragon, Euphoria. Oh yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Big Bang Theory's on there.
Used to be a big Bang Theory guy.
It used to be?
It's not like a show anymore.
Well, you can watch it on max.com. Sign up, get your subscription. And there you go. All right, Stop and Shop, Look Ahead.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Stop and Shop, Look Ahead. Brought to you by Stop and Shop. Head on down to Stop and Shop. Use promo code section 10 to get 10 cents off your tangerines when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines only at Stop and Shop. Wait, so what's today? Today is Monday. Okay. All right. Tuesday, June 6th. James Paxton versus Shane Bieber. Biebs going in game 1 of the series. Game 2, you're going to get Cutter Crawford versus Tanner Bibby. Is that his name? Tanner Bibby.
Is that the pronunciation? I feel like I've heard it a weird way.
It's Bibbee. How would you pronounce that? That's Bibby.
Hold on. Give me 1 second here.
That's not Bybee.
No, I think that is what it is.
Bybee?
Yes. Hold on.
Bibby.
I need a pronunciation here. Give me 1
Who
second.
are you asking?
It's Bibbee.
Bibbee. Bibby. Coley, how would you pronounce that?
Probably Beeb.
Beeb? Beeb.
I'll
Anyway,
report back.
yeah, let me know. Sunday, Garrett Whitlock versus Aaron Savale. Shane Bieber. Still good. Not an ace. Still very good. Not a big strikeout guy no more. 4-3, 3.72 ERA, 129 WHIP, 6.4 strikeouts per 9. He is sporting his worst ERA since his rookie year and his worst FIP, 4.14 of his whole career. Probably comes back to the K's, as previously mentioned. He is 2.5 strikeouts per 9 worse this year than he has been in any other season of his career. He only has more than 4 strikeouts in a game twice this year in 12 starts, and they were both in his second start of each month. This is his first start in June, so we should be safe. Shane Bieber got lit up his last time out against Baltimore. 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, gave up a bomb. Each of his previous 2 seasons, Bieber's curve and slider have had a whiff rate of over 40%. This year, the slider is 29% and the curve is 31%. He was... All right, bye, Coley.
It's Tanner Bybee.
Bybee! Oh, Bybee! He was 78th in whiff percentile last year and is down to 29th this year. He has never been a big velocity guy, but his 91.2 mile per hour heater is in just the 6th percentile. He has 8 walks in his last 3 starts, which isn't helping his cause either. He faced the Red Sox on April 28th, went 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a W. I remember that. I was there. The Guardians are 5-7 when he pitches this year. Red Sox hitters 257 with a 736 OPS. Devers 3 for 13 with 2 homers, and Jared Duran is 4 for 6 with 3 doubles. Wow. Tanner Bybee. Oh, Bybee. 1-1 with a 3.20 ERA, a 1.12 WHIP, and a 9.2 strikeouts per 9. Like the fucking Guardians always have that one guy where it's like, wait, who's that? Oh, he's nasty. Okay. Apparently that's Bybee. He's a rookie.
Top 100 prospect entering the year.
Okay. He's a rookie. He has a 3.23 FIP to back up the ERA. Only has 3 home runs allowed in 39 and third innings. He's allowed 1 in each of his last 2 starts, though. He has allowed more than 2 earned runs twice in 7 starts. They were 3 and 4. He has 3 games of at least 7 strikeouts. He has 5 games of either 0 or 1 walks in a game. Mostly a 4-seam slider guy, throwing them a combined 77%. 4-seam is 95.2 miles per hour. Changeup is his most deadly pitch, though. 15% usage, 148 batting average, 148 slug, 43% whiff rate. The Guardians are 2-5 when he starts and have lost 3 straight, and he's never faced the Red Sox. Aaron Savale, 1-1, a 2.04 ERA, a 1.08 WHIP, and a 6.1 strikeouts per 9. He's only made 3 starts this year after an oblique injury in April. This would be his second start back from the injury. First start back was on the 2nd against the Twins. 5 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Got a no decision. He's yet to allow a home run in 17 2/3 innings pitched. He has a sinker 4-seam that can touch 92, but he throws his 87-mile-an-hour cutter 43% of the time. His curveball is devastating. Hitters are only 1 for 15 against it this year, with the only hit being a single. Only a 14% whiff rate for a 90.6 average exit velocity. Sounds like he's due for a regression, maybe. Guardians are 1-2 when he starts and have only scored 5 runs total in support of him. So that's not good. Red Sox hitters 7 for 19, couple doubles. Duran and Reese McGuire have those doubles. James Paxton. By game score, his last outing was the best of his season so far. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts, only 1 walk. Was also the first of his 4 starts where he didn't allow a home run. He had 22 whiffs in that game, his 5th best of his career. A little concerning that he's hardly getting anyone to chase and is getting hit very hard. 18th percentile for chase rate and average exit velocity, 7th in barrel percentage. He is, however, 93rd in strikeout percentage and 81st in whiff percentage. Red Sox are 1-3 when he starts. Guardians hitters 5 for 26. Joe Ram 2 for 14 with a double. Cutter Crawford 1-2 with a 3.48 ERA and 0.95 WHIP and an 8.8 strikeouts per 9. Was a successful opener in the second game of a doubleheader against the Rays. 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, did not walk a batter, struck out 3. This was his first start since April 9th. His bullpen stats have been great. 8 games, 5 games finished, 21 and a third innings, 11 hits, 4 earned, 4 walks, 18 strikeouts. Cutter has some fucking great percentiles. And I know how much you love percentiles, Tyler. You ready for these?
Let me hear him.
99th percentile in chase rate. 99th.
Oh.
92nd in walk percentage and 88th percentile in hard hit rate. Guardians hitters 8 for 38. Mike Zunino looks like 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Okay. Someone was complaining that they don't like the order that they would rather me do like Paxton, Bieber, Cutter, Baby, and Whitlock in Savale. They would rather me do it that way. But
Like game by game, and we make predictions.
no, they would rather me do it like Red Sox pitcher, Guardians pitcher, Red Sox pitcher, Guardians pitcher. But I'm like, here are the starters for the Guardians, and then here are the starters for the Red Sox. I don't know. How should I do it? Jake, how should I do it?
I think you just do you and keep doing it the way you've been doing it.
Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that a lot.
Suck on it.
Thank you. Even the manager agrees. Prediction time. Jake, what do you got in the series?
They need a sweep so fucking bad,
Yeah. They really do.
and I'm going to go sweep.
Okay. All right. All right. Lock in the sweep for Jake. Tyler, who do you like in this series?
I'm a little nervous. I look at this and I see two games that are going to be very bullpen heavy. You got Cutter Crawford, who's not fully stretched out, went 3 innings, and Cora's like, I have to protect him. So, like, you know, you hope for 3, maybe 4. And then you have Chris Murphy, who's not a big league pitcher at this point. He's not even a starter at AAA anymore. They've moved him into that long relief role. I hope we get a good version of Paxton, the one that we've gotten a majority of the time. But of course, he's going up against Shane Bieber, and Shane Bieber hasn't been Shane Bieber this year. The stuff hasn't bounced back like thought a lot of people were hoping it would with him. The Red Sox have their back against the wall. They lose another series. This is really turning into a slide, especially ahead of the Yankees. I'm expecting them to come out with some fire. I thought we saw a little bit of that today. They couldn't get anything with it. Hopefully in this series, they can take 2 out of 3. We saw the Red Sox play really well against them earlier in the season at Fenway. They need to get back on track there. Give me 2 out of 3. I'll take the first 2. I'm assuming they're going to lose the Chris Murphy game. Empty all your bullets. And then on Murphy Day, send out Kluber after him and just let that game play out.
I thought Murphy was this weekend.
He's starting against Cleveland, right?
That's.
I think that's the report from Catillo.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So another tweet actually from Catillo a couple minutes ago.
He'll be
active
and
tomorrow.
available out of the bullpen.
And then they're going to play it. So they don't. It's similar to the Kluber situation in the doubleheader. If they need him or if the game gets out of reach, they'll probably go that route. Not a good sign when your pitching staff is doing things like that.
Right.
But 2 out of 3. You can't lose another series. If you do, you're falling into a really scary backslide. There's going to be some people that are looking for Brian Mata. He's not healthy. Shane Drohan just got to AAA. He's not going to be the guy. It was really, it was kind of Murphy. And you look at the rest of like the 40-man. I think the only other healthy pitcher they have on there right now is Ryan Sheriff. So it was Murphy or Brandon Walter. And Walter's also got his ass handed to him this year. So you weren't getting much either way.
Happy birthday, Chris Murphy.
What day?
Today.
Oh, well, there you go. Happy birthday.
I was thinking to myself, wait a second. I think me and Chris Murphy follow each other on Instagram. So I went, looked at his Instagram. We do follow each other on Instagram. And then I looked at his story and he has birthday posts from today. So happy birthday, Chris Murphy. Congratulations on getting called up to the big leagues.
He has a hard time throwing strikes, but it is higher velocity from the left side.
Let's see. I hope that means Chris Murphy being in the big leagues means one less player in the clubhouse that isn't mad at me.
Oh. You seem hurt.
No, I'm just not worth it. Not worth my time.
You're worth it to me.
Thank you, Tyler.
I'll
Thank
always
you.
be here.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing just fine going on the visitor side. Me and Jake have been having a great fucking time. Me, Jake, Billy. It's been good times.
They're more accepting at this point.
Far more. They're way nicer. Like I was over there and Josh Lowe just walks right up. Hey man, I'm Josh. Nice to meet you. I was like, Josh, fucking nice to meet you too. You've been having a great year. I was like, you're crushing it. Like you've been awesome this year.
I don't want to make you feel bad, and I don't know really how to put this the right way, but like you look really ugly compared to Tyler Glasnow. Like when you guys are like next to each other, he is a beautiful dude.
He's a beautiful man.
He is a beautiful dude.
He is. He's very beautiful man. And I'm not offended by that at all.
It's not that you're ugly.
Oh, I know. But he's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, he's majestic.
He looks like he should be riding a horse.
Okay.
Is that weird?
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know that many like beautiful men are just riding horses.
What do you call those things that are half horse, half human?
Centaurs.
He looks like the human part.
Yeah, he could be. He has like an 8-pack.
It's not fair.
Yeah. It's not fair to be 6'7" with an 8-pack that can throw fucking 100-mile-an-hour fastballs and have beautiful hair. It's crazy. He's got it all. Some people have it all. Some people have it all, you know?
Mr. Glasnow, when you have free agency coming along, think about it. You could be with Jared all the time.
I would let him live with me.
Whoa.
Yeah. That was part of the interview.
That's for you.
What do you mean?
You wouldn't be doing that out of the kindness of your heart.
Yes, I would.
No, you'd be pleasing yourself. You can't control yourself. Like, look at what you post on Twitter.
What do you mean?
You're on the verge of busting a nut every time he comes up on the timeline.
That was part of the interview was I was like, you don't have Twitter, so people think that this isn't a two-way street. But when we text, we like sext each other.
Whoa.
It's a
He
two-way
wants
street.
pics of you?
Sexting isn't just pictures.
Okay.
Yeah. Sexting for the most part is like verbal.
It's like almost poetry. Haikus.
No, not at all.
That's how I talk sexy. I send you a nice haiku.
You sext by sending poetry.
Martha's got some crazy haikus for me.
She sends you sexual haikus.
I lost you. What'd you say?
I asked you. She sends you sexual haikus.
I send the sexual haikus.
But I thought she reciprocated.
No. When you start reading these, it's pretty hard to put words together after something like that.
Got
it's
it.
kind of
Can you give
get
me an
to the
example?
action.
Can you give me an example of one?
575 is how they go.
I know.
For people who are not familiar.
Yeah.
Honey, my beloved, you make me feel so good. So good.
That's not a haiku.
Come look under my hood. Do you go back to 7 after the last 5?
Haikus. All right, hold on. First of all,
what's up, babe?
No.
She's probably listening to this, getting all hyped up right now.
No, hold on. First of all, you didn't do 575.
I was counting on my hand.
No, you did like 395 or whatever the fuck you did. Also, haikus aren't, I'm not going to say they're not supposed to rhyme, but they typically don't.
Well, I got bars.
Okay. Jake,
like captured water.
Was that a good haiku?
That was all over the place.
Yeah. I think you need to rein it in. I think you need to workshop it.
Send me your best love haikus. How do you guys get the ladies or the guys? I'm open to anything.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a large contingency of female listeners. And I would imagine that they kind of like how when I watch the Red Sox, they probably felt nothing when they heard that haiku.
Women love a good poetry.
Jake. I think it's women love a good poet or women love good poetry, not women love a good poetry.
Just meeting you somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah. Are you okay? Like, are like things?
I've started taking a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
This recent Red Sox kid.
Mm-hmm. Like things are good at home?
No.
Okay. You want to talk about it?
Do you want to be here another 2 hours?
No, I don't.
Wrap it up.
I fucking hate how, like, no matter what we do, we always do 2 hours. I didn't even want to talk about the fucking games, and we're basically at 2 hours.
You threatened Jake's life that if he did not end the podcast 1 hour in.
I would never threaten Jake.
But you threatened mine.
Yeah.
Unsafe.
What's unsafe?
I need that kind of coddling and conditioning.
Sounds like you're getting a lot of that at home.
The haikus do help with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, you know what? You know how, like, I do, like, the gold bottles tweet? And now Steve kind of, like, is trying to copy that by, like, he used to, like, shit on the gold bottles tweet, but now he does, like, the Sox kid. Like, that's his version of the gold bottles tweet. I think what you should do after, if the Red Sox win, you should write a haiku about the game.
Ooh. God, that's going to be even messier. People get on me for my game tweets all the time because I'm rushing them to get them out.
No. I think if the Red Sox win and you tweet out a haiku about the win, Tyler's haikus has a lot of big time promise, I feel like.
We can start it if anyone's looking for anything, birthdays, anniversaries, anything like that.
Nope.
No?
You have to make it special. Make it special. I want you to write every time the Red Sox win, Tyler writes a haiku that talks about just about the game.
Could turn the season around.
Listen, we could be 2 months from here saying that the Red Sox have like a 635 winning percentage since Tyler started his haikus.
I'm going to start working on the syllables.
Please. There's no syllables. It's just words.
Oh, I thought it was 7 syllables and it's words?
No, it's words.
Oh, that makes
Right?
it way easier.
Right? Is it words or syllables?
No, it's definitely syllables. Jake.
What is a haiku? A haiku, a Japanese poem of 17 syllables and 3 lines of 5, 7, and 5, traditionally evoking images of the natural world. Is it? Oh, it's syllables.
Yeah, second time in 2 episodes you've said something really stupid. That makes me feel better.
I'm sure there are a lot of people listening that are like, I don't know what the fuck a haiku even is, but now they're learning.
Let me come show you.
Haiku, unrhymed. So I was right about that. You were wrong because you tried to rhyme
if
it.
you can make it rhyme,
No,
it's extra
no.
points.
This says haiku, unrhymed poetic form consisting of 17 syllables arranged in 3 lines of 5, 7, and 5 syllables respectively. Yeah.
My pen game go crazy.
All right. Well, we're going to find out. And Tyler's victory haikus are going to be something special. Like, you can still do your fucking baseball emoji post game wrap up.
Oh, what's the negative? What is the negative connotation on that?
No. There's not. There's because I know that you still want to do those. Like, those do well. I want you to do them. But if you do a haiku about the game, I'll retweet it.
They just have to win. It's asking a lot. If they win, you'll get one.
Okay. That's all I want. That's all I want. And don't forget.
I don't forget.
All right. I'm just saying. I was gonna like decide what the punishment was if you forget, but if you're that confident, then I won't even think of a punishment.
No, you can think of one and you can bring it to the table, but I won't fail you.
Okay. Which game do you think they're gonna win?
The first two. Think we're gonna get 2 wins in a row.
Did I make a prediction?
No.
I think they're gonna win 1 out of 3.
Which one?
The first one.
Next time we record, the Red Sox will be under 500.
Yep.
It's a depressing episode.
Sorry. Play better.
Not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, what have they shown you that makes you think that they're going to win the series?
It's a good question. I think it's more about where the Guardians are than where the Red Sox are.
I mean, they're
Show up and do what you did against them earlier in the season. You've done it before.
Unlock the haiku. It's all
Hashtag unlock the haiku.
Hashtag unlock the haiku. All right. Anything else?
Nothing for you this time.
Jake's takes?
There's no way Tyler's first haiku is an actual haiku.
Yeah, he's gonna fuck it up so bad. People are gonna like that's gonna be the story. It isn't gonna be like, wow, like what a great win. It's gonna be like, that's not a haiku. People are gonna be pissed.
Hey, listen, we're gonna work on it together, but as long as one's put out, it's a dub.
We're not working on it together. You're doing it by yourself.
Game by game, win by win, I'm gonna get a lot of opportunities to get better. I'll be the best haiku writer in the world by the end.
Okay. All right. I want you to be.
It's not about want.
I need you to be.
Thank you.
I expect you to be.
Aye, my captain.
Yeah. No one has your back more than me. That's a fact.
You're right, J-Dog.
Yeah. I would straight up take a bullet for you, Tyler.
What do you mean by that?
It's an expression. It's an expression. Mm-hmm.
I'll use that one moving forward.
Okay.
I'd take a bullet for you, Jared.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, enjoy the Cleveland Guardians series, and we will be back on Thursday night, Friday morning for some more fucking Red Sox baseball. Ooh.
Buenas noches, amigos.